Morning. Happy 4th of July. This is the 4th of July. So today we are going to hop in this thing and we're going to do some double crops. That's the plan. Being the 4th, Brad isn't working today. Me, BJ, and Dad, we are. Dad did some spraying this morning. Him and BJ are going to try to finish up a 50-acre wheat field here this afternoon. And I'm going to be right behind them planting double crops. At least that's the goal. Oh, wrong button. Still getting the hang of this thing. Alright, I think we're doing it. I think we are finally going. There's a little bit of a learning curve. I had to change a couple things on the ISO settings for the drill, but we're putting seed out. Something's happening. We're going to get out here in a second and check to make sure we're getting good depth. One thing that sucks about double crops is all the straw. Now, we don't bale our straw because we're doing good just to get our wheat harvested and our beans planted. If we had to bale 400 acres of straw on top of that, it just wouldn't be good. This field got finished yesterday. I'm planting it today, so that's why we don't really mess with straw. I know that's one question that comes up often is, why don't you bale your straw? Well, that's why. Doing it this way, we're usually able to get the double crops in the ground faster, which makes them more profitable. But the side effect of that is getting the double crops through all that straw is sometimes challenging. And once you get them in there, they're good. This drill, I'm able to use the weight of the drill to help drive in the blades. Did a pretty good job last year, so we'll get out and double check. We might need to lower down a hole on our depth, but we'll just double check. All right, let's see what we've got back here. So we are in the dirt, you can see, pretty deep really. One thing I like to do is just pick it right up out of the dirt. You can see where your blade marks were that way. Walk back through here and maybe give her a little look-see. There's definitely beans all over the ground. We'll go over here and lower this thing. Helps to have a wrench. Dad's over here getting ready to start doing some wheat action. BJ's in his very patriotic shirt, a chicken, drinking a beer with a spatula, sporting an American flag bib. It's quite the look on it, let me tell you.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're down here doing wheat in between the rain showers, trying to get a little bit off. I'm full up here. We're going to take one to town, but they close at 4, so we'll probably just take it over and put it in the bins. It's a little drier, maybe blend it in, help us a little bit. So we'll get a truckload, BJ can take it over and dump it. He's coming with the green cart, yes. So that's where we're at. Okay, we're combine. Just dumped. These are sprayer tracks where we put the fungicide on, spray it. Sprayed like, I think like 5 trips through here. Pretty good wheat. Good wheat. Down to 16 and a half or so now. Yeah, it's about 116 bushel acre. Pretty good. I just checked the weight or calibration, pretty close. Moving along about 2.8, 3 mile an hour. Everything doing pretty good. These are the sieves, and that's rotor loss. Every once in a while it'll scoot up a little bit, get some tough stuff or real heavy. But slow down a little bit. That's the field we did, just finished up 150 acres. Brian's over there, he's planting double crops. About 60 acres this field. Down there, way down there, it's real gravelly. It'll be interesting to see what it's like. Probably be drier. Won't be there as good, I'm sure. Don't have any place to set this camera. Monocoque mine's got a rail here, but this don't have anything. That's all plastic, so Brian needs to make something to put it on. See, we got some down wheat right here. That's what that is where we doubled nitrogen up. on the ends there, got a little bit too much. It's got a header control, so I'm gonna flip it off so I can lower it to get this down weak. See what we can get. Yeah, I got the most of it. There's BJ. We got on the fence, the grain cart. First time he's run it. Neighbor's field over there, they started that on, I think, a day or two before we started. Got it done there, I don't know, a few days ago. I think they dry all their wheat and put in the bin. I'd say the latest double crops going in, they won't be near as good as they have been in the past because it's late getting them in. This is 4th of July right now today. And we're just getting started on ours. So. And we need rain bad. So, a lot of them will be on top of the ground, so if we don't get rain, they probably won't mount a whole lot. Rain's just enough to mess up the wheat harvest. It don't take but just a wet, get your shirt wet. It's tough. But it rained here about 11 o'clock or so. Maybe before that, I don't know. Had a little shower come through. I don't think it hit down here too much, but up at the bins, well, a little bit, and I was spraying, and where I just come back from spraying and have a field, and down the road a little ways and wet. That's the way this weather has been, and it's the way it's going to be. I think tomorrow's supposed to be nice, and maybe Wednesday, part of Wednesday, back to stormy weather. But the bad part is we just don't get any mount. The 10th here and the 10th there. Oh, BJ. Just about. Went too far.
Well, we just ran out of seed. We've been running this thing for 65 acres now. Once we get filled back up with seed and get going, I will talk a little bit about what I think of this tractor so far. All right, let's talk a little bit about this tractor. Now we're almost 100 acres into using this thing. First and foremost, visibility is awesome. Very narrow hood, cab offers good visibility. Visibility out the back of it. Even has the camera right there. There's also one mounted in the front. Very good visibility. And that's awesome, I like that. Other things I like the remotes. The remotes on this thing are very easy to use once you get the hang of them. It's very easy to put in float, that's a plus. You can also assign remotes up here, I like that. Still getting the hang of this thing. I think they call it the Datatronic 5, that's the name of this display. Still kind of bumbling my way through it, but I've successfully managed to make it do everything I've wanted it to do. So that's good. It is slightly underpowered for what we're doing. It's pulling it just fine, but like right now I'm asking the tractor to pull this thing at 7.5 miles an hour. And with these little rolls in this field, this field's very rolly. We're kind of struggling with that from time to time. Now we are pulling a 40-foot bar, 10-inch spaced, and we're trying to pull 7.5 miles an hour. That pulls hard. I was kind of expecting it to be a little light in the power department because it's 305 engine horsepower on a small frame tractor. So the Challenger is a 380 horse tractor, but it weighs like 10 more thousand pounds on this one. So that was to be expected. Yeah, so far, moving right along.
This knob right here, I can raise the head. It's a header control. I can raise it up and down a little bit if I want. Try to cut it as high as I can. All we need is the heads. It gives you a little more capacity. You get a lot of straw, then it cuts down your capacity of the machine. A little bit more of it will right out the back. There's really good wheat right through here. Real good. Pretty good ground. It's about the best. Right through here is black ground, but then over in there is pretty gravelly. But this is kind of black ground right in here, heavy ground, and up on the top of that bank up through there, that ridge is all gravelly. There's Brian out there doing double cross. It's Massey Ferguson. BJ's gonna take that truck in and dump it. Yeah, we're cruising right along here. This wheat here, it's well, pretty good wheat. 124, 125, 120. It's down through here is probably 115 maybe. Been quite thick in places for some reason. This is 10-inch wheat, and really last year we spread our wheat. It was as good as we've ever had. And this year here, this crop this year is probably close to as good. Maybe not quite. It's wetter, or not really gotten dry yet. So I guess that's good. As much rain as we get. When it gets dry and you get rain on it, then you lose test weight. So far we haven't lost test weight. Yeah, straight through here's only about 100 bushel. Cruise along 3 miles an hour, a little more. Looks like we're about 68, 70% power. 12 to 13 gallon an acre. That's pretty good. My combine, the Lexion, probably burn probably about the same, maybe just a little bit more. They're pretty comfortable in wheat. This is probably a little better. Did a little better job cleaning. I like that, and you know, I really like this machine. I'd buy another one, but we're just not ready to do that yet. I'd like to, but hopefully get by this year with the old Lexion too. Just spent $18,000 put in it, parts. So that's seems like every other year that's about what we spend on $15,000 to $20,000 a year, every couple of years. So seems like the upkeep on them when they get old is kind of a lot. It's what, 7 years old. So I don't think it'll be as much upkeep on this. I don't think for that kind of money about to rebuild the whole thing. I think we'll find out, I guess. Now the head, I don't know if it's as good as McDonald. It cuts closer in soybeans, and so far we haven't had any trouble. I guess the draper belt we've had trouble getting off the track. We ended up putting a new belt on, some brackets, cut loose the back, and rubbed a hole in it. Wouldn't stay lined up. So we put a new draper belt in when we started the other day, and it seemed like it took care of that problem, I hope.
So we're just about done with this 150 acre field. I have enough space in the drill now to empty this variety of seed out, so I want to do that today. Tomorrow morning we'll be switching seed varieties, so I want to get this tender empty. Yes, try the lights out on this thing. Well, maybe not. I have to figure out to turn the lights on. Oh, what we got down here? Hot dang, they finished wheat over here. So that was kind of the goal today. Now that they're finished, they can move while the dew is burning off in the morning, so that's good. Thought maybe we'd be able to see some fireworks over there. Town's that way, but I haven't seen them yet. Trees might be in the way. Oh, there they are. Just seen some. Alright, I think we are going to take this thing up to the truck. We are just about out of seed, and we will come back here and do this again tomorrow.